Yes, I am. To the girls too. Yes, because he's only whipping, hit them in the hand.
Oh,
He would only hit the girls in the hand, both girls and both. Everything was done in your hand.
oh, okay.
So yes, they'd send the girls. Of course, the girls didn't go as often. They didn't go as often as the boys, but yes, they would go.
They behaved
We had about one or two in the class that would make a pretty fair trip to that office.
Yeah.
But other than that, most of the girls in our class was just good girls. Good girls. They were the smartest one in our class. You can see our valedictorian and salutatorian were girls. The boys was always interested in something else. Of course, we had some that was good in manual training. I finally finished my project, which was a bookcase, and it took me all from the length of time I was in it class to graduating time to finish that bookcase, but I still have it.
Still have the
I
bookcase?
still have that
Isn't
bookcase.
that something?
Yeah, I still have that bookcase.
What teacher do you remember had the most impact on you?
I feel Ms. Hattie Walker Collins, she taught literature. And Mrs. McKinney, she was the algebra teacher. I never liked algebra. It never made sense to me as a kid, from figures to letters. And this 3 square equal X and all that never made sense to me. 1 + 1 is 2. That's what I like. So this really didn't make sense to me. But she was very, very good. It was Ms. McKinney. But I think my favorite teacher was Mr. Young, Professor Young, in manual training. And we had as a freshman, our home teacher was his name was Trice. I think it was Robert Trice. Was it? Yeah, it was Robert Trice. Now he was good. He used to call all the boys a scratch out gang. This is a gang. We was all a gang to him because of the closeness and all we are. So he was always a gang. That scratch out gang. That's the bunch. But he was very, very good too. We have all our teachers we really love and respected, which I doubt if a lot of them don't get that today. But we gave our teachers, they had respect. You had to be out of the hall at a certain time. You couldn't learn a gag. You had to do everything with everything that they told you, and you didn't talk back to them or nothing. You went right along, and you always addressed them as Professor or Mr. or Mrs. You never just called no teacher by their first name. You never. That was a no-no. That was a real no-no. So all.
I guess because they probably knew your parents, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Yes, indeed. They used to have a thing they called, what they called it, PTA, Parents Teachers Association. When they would meet, if you got expelled. I remember at one time I got expelled out of school for something I done. I won't go into detail, but but anyway, the teacher expelled me from school. So I would get up every morning. My mother would tell me, she called me big brother. She would say, big brother, it's time for you to get out of here. You will be running late. I would be going to school every morning. So I tried to play basketball. So I'd take my little basketball tennis shoes, tie the strings together, throw them over my shoulder, and go to the pool room. And I'd stay in the pool all day till school got out. Then I would come home, my mother, thinking I was in school. So she went to the PTA meeting. And the principal, Professor Allison, he says, Mrs. Dickerson, you can send that old boy of yours on back. She says, which one? Because there was 3 of us. He says, old Clyde said, you can send him on back to school. She said, he's been going every day. He said, no, I had to send him home. And boy, when she came back, I was afraid she was going to find out. I knew she was going to find out when she went to this PTA meeting. Boy, when she came back, I live at 517 4th Street, it was rocking. It was really rocking by the balance of the evening. So, but teachers then had interest in children, and children listened to the teacher. Nowadays, from what I can see, it's altogether different. It's altogether different. But teachers then had interest in the children. They wanted you to make something. Your parents wanted you to be better than they came along. It was altogether a different situation. You're not gonna come up like me, you're gonna be better. So I was always told this, and it stayed with me. My mother told me, she called me big brother. She said, big brother, I want you to remember this. You're no better. Nobody's no better than you, and you're no better than nobody else. And that's with me today. That's with me today. And so,
That's some great stuff. So did you say did you go to any of the dances that they had
in school,
in school?
yes, I went to dancing they had in school. We had well, like I said, we would always have a dance. They would have the dances after, maybe like a basketball game.
Yeah.
They had a name for it. I can't think of the name they call it.
I wouldn't know. What kind of music did they play?
Well, what they had what they call a Victrola. They would play records on this Victrola,
The old crank up
the old
kind?
crank kind, and then they got away from the crank kind and we had a teacher by the name of Levi Watson, which was also a favorite of mine. He in turn, he was a science teacher, but he hooked up where the music could be amplified louder.
Yeah.